Alright, welcome back. Today we're doing the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, part 2. In this video, we're going to go over the anterior pituitary. In the last video, we went over the hypothalamus and the posterior pituitary. In this video, we're going to go over the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary. So the anterior pituitary is this part right here. In the last video, we went over the posterior pituitary, which is this little portion. The anterior pituitary is this. The hypothalamus is above the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus makes stimulating hormones. It travels down the nerves and goes into the anterior pituitary, causing the anterior pituitary to secrete different types of hormones. The anterior pituitary makes 5 different hormones. It makes more, but we're going to only go over 5. This is usually the 5 you need to know for a human physiology course. We have TSH, ACTH, GH, FSH, and LH. We're going to go over each of them slowly, and yeah, everything will be great. So here I made a graph here. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. This graph is something you should really know for your physiology exams, and you should really memorize them. So what I did is I did it in order. So the hypothalamus makes a hormone. It goes into the anterior pituitary, causing the anterior pituitary to secrete a hormone. This hormone goes to a certain target, and that target makes another hormone. So there are 3 hormones, usually, that you need to memorize, and one target gland or organ. So let's do the first one. First is you have the hypothalamus secretes something called TRH. This is called thyroid releasing hormone. So let's go back to this picture here. This is the hypothalamus. So it's going to make thyroid releasing hormone. It's going to enter these nerves. It's going to go down basically. It's going to get secreted into here. And this anterior pituitary is now going to make thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH. So you have TRH, thyroid releasing hormone, which the hypothalamus makes. It goes to the anterior pituitary, and we get thyroid stimulating hormone. Now the thyroid stimulating hormone, it's going to basically leave the anterior pituitary, and we're going to go to the thyroid gland. That's our target. This is where this thyroid stimulating hormone, it's going to go. It's going to go to the thyroid gland. When it reaches the thyroid gland is going to make hormones T3 and T4, also known as thyroid hormone 3 and thyroid hormone 4. That's all you need to remember, it's just T3 and T4. And that's the first one. The second one, so the hypothalamus makes something called CRH, or corticotropin releasing hormone. So back to this figure here, the hypothalamus is going to make CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone. It's going to go, down the nerves, and it's going to exit here into the anterior pituitary. And the anterior pituitary is going to make something called ACTH, or adrenocorticotropin hormone. This hormone, once again, will leave the anterior pituitary, and it's going to go to the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland, in response to getting ACTH, is going to make cortisol, your stress hormone. The next pathway, the next hormone we're going to go over, is GHRH, also known as growth hormone releasing hormone. Yes, it has hormone both times. It's kind of weird. GHRH is going to go down into the anterior pituitary, just like the other ones, and the anterior pituitary is going to make growth hormone in response to getting GHRH. This growth hormone is going to go to the liver, and in response, the liver is going to make insulin-like growth factors, or IGFs. This is the actual name, insulin-like growth factors. This last one is kind of interesting. The hypothalamus is going to make something called GnRH, or gonadotropin releasing hormone. The gonads, so you notice it has a gonads in here? Your gonads are your sex hormones. If you are a male, I should not say that, but if you have testicles or ovaries, okay? In response, your anterior pituitary, so the GnRH is going to go to the anterior pituitary, just like the other ones, and the anterior pituitary is going to secrete FSH and LH. FSH is called Follicle Stimulating Hormone, and LH is called Lutein hormone. This is going to go down into your body, into the gonads. So if you have testes, or you have ovaries, same thing. Both of these are going to go here. Your body is going to make androgens, estrogens, and progesterone in response to getting FSH and LH. Androgens are something like testosterone. So this is like an umbrella term here. Androgens are like testosterone. Estrogens is something like E2 or estradiol and estrogen. And progesterone, we can note as P4. A common misconception is that males only make testosterone and females only make estrogen and progesterone. That is 100% incorrect. Both males and females make both kind of hormones. Females make testosterone, males make estrogen. It is complete false if you were to hear that only males can make testosterone. No, that's not correct at all. And that sums up the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary. That's it. It's just, you honestly just need to memorize this graph I gave you, or this table I gave you. It'll make it so much easier. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.